What happens when one of Hollywood's most respected actors faces off against a late-night host who crosses every line imaginable? You won't believe what unfolds when Denzel Washington sits down for what should have been a simple promotional appearance, only to find himself trapped in a verbal minefield that explodes into television history. Before we get into this incredible story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below, because you're not going to believe what unfolds. Last night's episode of The Late Show started innocently enough. Denzel Washington walked onto the stage with his trademark confident stride, greeting the audience with that million-dollar smile we've all come to love. He was there to promote his latest directorial project, a powerful drama exploring themes of justice and redemption in modern America. The audience was electric, clearly thrilled to see the legendary actor in person. But from the moment Colbert opened his mouth, something felt different. Instead of the usual softball questions about the film's inspiration or working with the cast, Colbert immediately steered the conversation toward Washington's recent comments about the responsibility of artists in political discourse. The tension in the studio was palpable, as Washington's expression shifted from warm professionalism to guarded caution. "So, Denzel," Colbert began with that trademark smirk, "you've been pretty vocal lately about actors staying in their lane. Interesting perspective from someone who's made a career out of playing heroes." The words hung in the air like a challenge, and Washington's jaw visibly tightened. "I think you might be mischaracterizing what I said, Stephen," Washington replied, his voice measured but firm. "I believe in the power of storytelling to inspire change, but I also believe in humility and not pretending to have all the answers." Colbert leaned back in his chair, clearly relishing the moment. Humility? That's fascinating, coming from someone who lectures audiences about personal responsibility while living in a Hollywood bubble. The audience grew uncomfortable, sensing the shift from playful banter to something much more serious. Washington's hands gripped the arms of his chair slightly tighter, but his composure remained intact, as the confrontation was just beginning to heat up. What happened next would push both men past their breaking points and transform a simple talk show appearance into an explosive battle of ideologies that nobody saw coming. Washington took a deep breath, clearly trying to maintain his legendary professionalism. "Stephen, I came here to talk about my film, not to be ambushed with gotcha questions designed to make me look bad." "Ambushed?" Colbert's voice dripped with mock innocence. "I'm just asking simple questions about your very public statements, unless you're saying you don't stand behind your own words." The camera caught the flash of anger in Washington's eyes. "Don't twist my words. I stand behind everything I've said about personal accountability and the importance of family values. What I won't stand for is being misrepresented by someone who clearly has an agenda." Colbert's smile turned predatory. "Agenda? The only agenda here is getting to the truth. And the truth is, you've built a career playing moral paragons while lecturing regular Americans about values you learned in elite Hollywood circles." The studio audience fell into stunned silence. Washington leaned forward, his voice dropping to a dangerous whisper. "You want to talk about truth, Stephen? Let's talk about how you make your living mocking people's deeply held beliefs for cheap laughs." "At least I'm honest about what I do," Colbert shot back, his facade finally cracking. "I don't pretend to be some moral authority while cashing million-dollar checks." Washington's composure was rapidly deteriorating, as Colbert prepared to cross a line that would change everything forever. Colbert's eyes gleamed with malicious satisfaction as he delivered the blow that would shatter any pretense of civility. "You know what's really rich, Denzel? You talk about family values while your own industry protects predators, and you stay silent. Where was your moral compass then?" The words hit like a sledgehammer. Washington's face went stone cold, his entire body tensing as if he'd been physically struck. The studio fell into absolute silence, even the camera operators seeming to hold their breath. "How dare you?" Washington's voice was barely controlled fury, each word deliberate and razor-sharp. How dare you sit there and make accusations about things you know nothing about? You want to play games with people's reputations for ratings? Colbert, realizing he'd gone too far but unable to back down, doubled down with nervous aggression. I'm just asking the questions America wants answered. If you can't handle the heat. The heat? Washington exploded, rising from his chair like a force of nature. You call hiding behind your desk, throwing mud heat? You wouldn't last 5 minutes doing the real work of trying to make a difference in this world. The legendary actor ripped off his microphone with violent precision, the wireless pack clattering to the floor. His towering presence dominated the studio as he pointed directly at a now visibly shaken Colbert. This interview is over. And you, Stephen, you've just shown everyone exactly who you really are. Without another word, Washington strode off the stage with the dignity of a king, leaving Colbert scrambling to salvage what remained of one of the most explosive confrontations in late-night television history. The audience sat in stunned silence as the credits rolled on a night nobody would ever forget.